The 5 seed, especially if you don't make your conference championship game and you don't have to play that extra game against a really tough team, if you can somehow be the 5 seed without making your conference championship game, I don't know if that's going to be possible. We'll see. Because the 5 seed, you get a home game against the 12 seed, which is more than likely that highest rated group of 5 champ. And then your quarterfinal game is against the 4 seed, which will be the lowest ranked power conference champion, which is probably not actually the number 4 team in the country, which may be like the number 11 team in the country. So the 5 seed's the spot, man, because you don't really have to deal with a brutal game until the semis. That's the place to be right there.
You know who could find themselves in that 5 seed with no conference championship game and be undefeated? Our friend Marcus Freeman out there in South Bend. Light schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of find your way on in there. You find yourself playing, pick whatever G5 school you want to insert there for the first round. You host a game under touchdown Jesus out there in December. It's cold, favors you 110% when it comes to the atmosphere. Just saying that could be, to your point, being in the 5 spot for Notre Dame might end up kind of being the obstacle might be the way there for those folks.
Oh, it certainly is. And it's not, listen, that's something they thought about. Jack Swarbrick, their former athletic director, helped design this playoff system. There's a reason he was like, no, we're happy to play the extra game, because they were thinking about this, right? What you just said. Actually, let's throw Notre Dame into now or never.
Let's do it.
I didn't put them in the headline, but they absolutely belong on this list. You know, this is a team that you look at the schedule, they should be 11-1 or 12-0.
Yeah.
This is, as Notre Dame schedules go, this is as manageable as it gets. Your toughest games at Texas A&M, you get Florida State at home. We will see what at USC looks like, because we don't know what USC's defense is going to be. But if you're Marcus Freeman, you should have beaten Ohio State last year. You overcame, you didn't have a crazy loss like the first year, but you didn't win every game that you should have won. Laid an egg against Louisville last year. Now's the time, because he's been recruiting well. The depth of that roster is better than it's been at Notre Dame. Yeah, they should make the playoff this year.
And I think the interesting thing about that, too, if they make the playoff, and let's say they go on that run we just talked about, they beat the group of 5 team if they're in there as a 5 seed or what have you, what happens to the optics around Notre Dame? Because I personally get this sense that, like, Marcus Freeman has already kind of made Notre Dame cool again. Like, he's kind of revamped that brand. They got the visit pictures on the gold throne. Like, Notre Dame feels very much so new age as opposed to maybe the Rudy Notre Dame. Nothing wrong with Rudy Notre Dame. It just feels like it's a little bit more of a rebrand. But I think the optics have been, well, yeah, Notre Dame, big brand. You can go there, get a great education, play big-time football. But if you want to win a national championship, you got to go to Texas, Bama, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State. If they start winning on the field, I wonder if that top 10 recruiting class that Marcus Freeman's kind of flirting with, if they kind of catapult into that top 5, top 3 range, and kids start to see, okay, I can go to Notre Dame and I can compete at the highest level with what I want to do on the field in the postseason. At that point, Marcus Freeman could be cooking with gas, Andy. I'd be excited about that.
Yeah, and he's got to do that. Like, he has to do mostly out of high school, because if you're at Notre Dame, you can't really use the portal the way everybody else does. You know, you got to get grad transfers out of the portal, or take transfers from Duke or Stanford or Northwestern, but you don't have as many options out of the portal as some of these other schools. So it's a little more narrow path, but they do seem to be doing well in the high school recruiting. And yes, you do that. You establish yourself as kind of an every year playoff contender. I think that only helps. So yeah, I think Notre Dame is in that spot. And then there will be a lot of questions. Like, if they drop a couple that they shouldn't drop, and they're sitting there at 9-3 and not in the playoff, there's a lot of questions about Marcus Freeman. So he's not going to get fired, but he would feel some pressure at that point that he can alleviate by getting into that 12-team playoff this year. Like, I don't even think they have to do anything in it. They just have to get there. Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.